where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. The name of this sermon is called Woke. But before I start, I'd like everybody to feel where your heart is. Feel where your heart is. Pat it and say, my church. My church. This place is my church. And I want you to hold on to that feeling for just a few minutes here today as we celebrate the season of Advent, the season where the Christian churches all around the world marks the time of the expectant waiting and preparation for the celebration of the Nativity of Jesus. And I'll just say and the return of Jesus as the second coming. That's what Advent means. It means coming. And you all are here as a witness to Jesus' life, to your faith, to one another, to your baptisms. And I say this: bring the full tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house, and whereby put me to the test, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven for you and pour down for you a blessing until there is not more need. Now, as a daughter of an economist, I was taught at a very early age the importance of money in one's life. Although I was also taught that it was not the most important thing. It was imperative to the quality of one's life that one or an organization or a community has to have, but we are not in this life alone. We are a community. You all love one another as you love yourselves. Some of us today, and they just walked in here, some of us today have had to make some serious changes in our lives. For example, some of us have had or may have to decide to move closer to our adult children for the support that they may provide in our lives as we age. Anybody in here getting older? Sometimes it's not necessarily what we want to do, but it may make some fiscal and emotional sense. As your pastor here, standing here today, I'm responsible to and for the bottom line of this place, of this church, and making sure we can survive into the future. We are a church family that also must be fiscally responsible for our survival. Y'all say, my church. My church. Prior to Thanksgiving holiday, I had the opportunity of witnessing one of my sons take an oath of his office and to abide by the Constitution of the United States of America. It was awesome. It brought tears to my eyes to see 135 young people walk up in dark suits, heads up, shoulders back, proud Americans. The tears came to my eyes, and I was both proud on the one hand and petrified as a mama on the other. That young man over there will see many things in his life, and I can only pray that God will keep him safe with a good heart and with the ability to make sound judgments in his career of choice and in the path that he has chosen to take with his oath. Now, my youngest son, who's not here today, he's still up in Maryland area. His nickname is Baby Rob. And he's 25 years old, is that right? 25 years old. And I asked him to define for me a colloquialism called woke. If you don't know what colloquialism is, I suggest that you look it up. And this is what he texted me. You know, we don't really talk sometimes. Sometimes we just talk like this. You know, 25-year-old. Anybody 25 up in here? No. Anybody older than 25? Yeah, okay. Woke. I want you to hear it. Woke is used by modern hipsters, referring to a person being described as being enlightened or having just discovered some politically progressive truth about society and the oppression and class status of marginalized people. And the obligation to treat those individuals with extra special revered in society. Now, he also said the word woke, it can be typically used ironically. Now, I know a lot of you folks, anybody in here kind of, I'll just say ironic at times, you know, satirical, funny. It's typically used ironically, and it could mean that you are aware and allegedly wise beyond your age. Anybody wise beyond your age? Yeah? Nobody wants to raise their hand for that. Well, you see, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Some of you know this already. Some of you that were on the committee that chose me had some years ago, I don't know if y'all remember, some of you might remember, you asked, this little pastor gal to come and preach. And I accepted. And then you asked me if I was interested in an interim position. And I said, no. And I'll tell you why. Somebody say, my church. My church. I knew that I probably would not be a good interim pastor because my heart would fall in love with each and every one of you. And at the end of the year, it would be difficult and heartbreaking for me to go away. I would do it because that is what you do in order and in proper order as a Presbyterian minister. But it's not something I wanted to do. So when you own a church in your heart, when you own the people in your heart, everything that happens to you all happens to me too. If I don't know about it, I can't do anything about it. But you all are about Heart Church. And that's why we're here today. Because we are the body of Christ. Now, as United States of American citizens, we do take an oath. Some of us take an oath to the Constitution. And some of us know what the Constitution stands for. Now, we take other oaths too in our lives. A couple weeks ago, we had this cute little baby that we baptized. And in baptism, we baptized her, and her parents are coming back here. They're on vacation now. So we opened our doors, and they're coming back. But this is the deal. As Jesus baptized folks and went around in his lifetime, we are to do the same. When you baptize, we sprinkle here. But other people, and I'll just say it, I've seen it, down by the riverside, they baptize you and they bend your back. And then you hold your nose and you're under there and the preacher is preaching and you are under there. It's close to death. Close to death. And that's what it's supposed to be. Because when you come back up, you can breathe again. And that's what faith is about. Faith is about breathing again. It don't matter that you were dirty when you went under and you came back up and you're clean. Now, every day we have to fight to be clean. Every day. And that's okay. Why? Because we have each other. Somebody say, my church.
My church.
You see, when it says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Ladies and gentlemen of this church, understand this, that as human beings, we're frail, especially when we're by ourselves. But together, God has given us one another. And together we can be strong. And so, as one of my folks tell me, and I look at the books all the time as the daughter of an economist, if we don't take care of this church and take care of one another, Richard will be gone. I'll have to go too. Tom will be gone, and Linda will be gone, who is the heart of the church, one of the hearts of the church. She's the secretary. We have about 5 years, because all of us are part-time. But we love this church. We love what we do. And Linda, who does it for hardly anything, and so the same for Tom. So I'm saying today, ladies and gentlemen, as we have lit the candle of hope, the good news here today is that we're not done yet. The candle of hope reminds us of Jesus' coming, yes. But it also reminds us of what we are to do as Christian individuals. Now, 2 people walked in here, and I almost fell apart. Betty Muldinger and Linda Davis. These are 2 sheroes of the church who have kept this church, given their lives to this space, and to all of us here. I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to meet and be with these women. They are sheroes of this church. Now, the word says we're to love one another no matter where we are in this life. Linda, you have a wonderful family that supports you right here. You're so blessed. And Madam Betty, you are blessed as well because you have children that want you there and want to take care of you. You see, there's no greater love than when our hearts beat for one another in a church. So today, I'm just going to ask, if you have not put in this tithe information, I ask you to do so. Even if it's $1, it will help. Because you see, faith grows, love grows, determination grows, children grow. Thanks be to God. We all grow. And so I don't want to be long-winded, because I know somebody's going to Catfish. Y'all heard of that place? And Catfish. Somebody's going. But I'm going to end with this. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that you will not have room enough for it. I will prevent the pests from devouring your crops, and the vines in your fields will not cast their fruit, says the Lord Almighty. Y'all, thanks be to God for every one of you. My church. Can't hear you. My church. Can't hear you. Amen. Thanks be to God for all y'all. Betty, Linda, and all of you that are going through something. Remember, we're here together. We'll take each other's hands. Amen? Amen?